Ladies and gentlemen, from your left to your right, the Flying Circus biplanes taking off in formation. Getting ready to head back to Bealeton. But before they do, they're going to perform several maneuvers for you, formation flight. The first is this V formation. With a primary trainer, then went to the basic trainer, and then the advanced. And then you would get up to multi-engine, bombers and fighters. But the first airplane that hundreds of thousands of pilots flew in World War II, our young men at that time were these PT-17 Stearmans. Lloyd Stearman founded the company in 1925. He moved on to Lockheed Aviation after that, and a couple of his designers using, not breaking any new ground, but using designs from the past development, came up with this simplified trainer using welded tubes, steel fuselage, fabric-covered wings, spruce spars, and the airplane weighs about 2,600 pounds. There's only a few parts to make it. And because of that, because of the simple manufacturing techniques, the Boeing company built about 10,000 of these as primary trainers in World War II. After the war, they were used as crop dusters. They were very, very plentiful and available, and at any little airport you go to around the countryside today, you'll probably find a Stearman or two in one of the hangars. This is the Flying Circus, founded in 1970. Bealeton, Virginia. Our website is flyingcircusairshow.com. We have air shows May through October every Sunday. We're one of the only air shows in the world where you can walk right out after the show and meet the pilots. You can climb into the airplanes and go for a ride in an open cockpit biplane and experience exactly what the pilots felt in World War II. This is the V formation, and formation flying was extraordinarily important, and it is today as well, but in World War II, very, very important, especially for the bombers. The bombers would actually form up in big boxes with 36 airplanes, the B-17s, 3 sections of 12 at different levels, and not one over top of the other. Very important to hold those formations exactly correctly, so that all of the machine guns, the 50 caliber machine guns, 13 per airplane, could be directed upon the incoming German fighters and protect the entire flight. So here we have a V formation. You're going to hear different engines in these. The one airplane, the largest engine, is a Pratt & Whitney 450 horsepower, 9-cylinder engine. And the Lycoming, 300 horsepower, again a 9-cylinder engine. And those two have variable pitch propellers, and you'll hear them a little bit now.
What you don't realize is wasn't actually making my bed that way. They were trying to teach me there's something more behind it. I didn't like it when you really to kind of step out. Really yank me out of the crowd and then go mute, everybody to mute, whatever.
Air Force First Sergeant Dave Brown of the number 03 Stearman, a standard Continental 7-cylinder engine in that airplane. Airplane cruises about 85 miles an hour. Usually 12 gallons of fuel an hour.
Now when you have survival,
and has natural landing gear, so the pilots have to work a little bit.
I get it. I know actually now when I got my certificate,
on the from ground to the airplane. Then you move on to the BT-13, which is a larger aircraft. You get into the instrument training and yes, the pilots could fly with instruments in World War II. They did. They fly in clouds, completely blind, using radar pull from the radar, but it did
I
work.
went to
It did work. That's Steve, yes. Steve Gage is very old, but he actually worked. And, you know, nothing like, if you go over to the collection of diamond aircraft over there today with the glass cockpits, and that was, of course, the latest technology, which is fabulous. Nothing like that in World War II. Tubes and everything, heavy, bulky equipment, but it did work. Formation flying, leading out of the 8th Air Force in England, heading towards Germany on bombing missions. You have a lot of V formations like this, large formations, sometimes 600, 800 B-17s all at once in the air. Unbelievable watching those. There's some old YouTubes. You can actually see some of the footage from that. It's an amazing sight. So this formation flying, very important. Each wingman is paying attention to his leader, and with these primary trainers, there was no inter-radial communication between the airplanes. So you'd wait till you get back to the ground, and the lead aircraft, the leader would critique everybody and start all over again and work on whatever needed to be fixed. That was a V formation. We're going to go into an echelon formation. Echelon means that the airplanes are strung out on one wing or the other. Yes, they're very slow, but that's the purpose of a primary trainer. There were many nice primary trainers in World War II. These are the Boeing Stearmans. The Waco aircraft, not Waco, Texas, but Weaver Aircraft Company, built in Troy, Ohio, was another biplane. The Fleet, the consolidated Fleet was an excellent one. If you go online, you'll see that the Piper Cub was one of the main airplanes for primary training in World War II, taught by the civilian pilot training program. That was started in 1938 by President Roosevelt. So there we have a left echelon. Lead aircraft, First Sergeant Dave Brown, Air Force, and in World War II was the Army Air Force. The Army Air Corps, Army Air Forces. Frank Isbell.
This is my touch.
In the yellow Stearman. You'll hear that propeller changing its a little bit. The yellow Stearman is 450 horsepower pressure lifting in the tail. Has a variable pitch propeller. From inside the cockpit.
Find those, then they can crash.
Frank Isbell has Virginia Aero Classics, his company down in Petersburg, Virginia, where he maintains most of our aircraft at the Flying Circus. And by maintaining, what I'm talking about is an annual inspection. With airplanes, it's not quite the same as a car. You have to have an annual inspection, and it's usually quite expensive. The inspector will take everything apart, check it all out, and usually something is wrong, and it's usually something that costs a lot of money. Sometimes the compression doesn't check out in the cylinders, and you got to get new cylinders or whatever. On this next pass, we're going to come into a left echelon formation. They'll be doing a break-off and individual passes where we can look at each airplane. But these are all PT-17 Stearmans. They're all the same. Well, in the Navy, they call them N2S 3, 4, 5. It was just a different engine, that's all. But the engines were very, very similar in performance. As you can see, we're cruising at about 85 miles an hour. Not fast. The instructor sat in the back, and the student sat in the front. And the instructor could speak to the student, but the student couldn't speak back. They had a little tube in his ear, and the instructor could speak to him and help him with his flight lesson.
watching a movie on the Tuskegee Airmen, and the Tuskegee Airmen were B-51 pilots that escorted the B-17s in World War II. And in that documentary, there was a whole line of Piper Cubs. And that was an excellent trainer as well, a very outstanding trainer. If you'd like to learn how to fly, at the Flying Circus, we have about 5 certified flight instructors. Chuck Tippett is one of them up there in that silver Stearman. He's outstanding. He's an outstanding flight instructor. He checks all of us out, makes sure that we're doing things properly. It's a very nice right echelon formation, as you can see. And you have to pay careful attention. It's not as easy as they're making it look. Now we're going to break off. Pretend we're peeling off to dive down on the Japanese fleet below. Chuck Tippett in the curling aircraft as the airflow smoke on again. And once again, the Flying Circus website, FlyingCircusAirshow.com, FlyingCircusAirshow.com. You too can experience an open cockpit biplane ride at the Flying Circus every Sunday, May through October. Tomorrow is very iffy because the field is extraordinarily wet. As you can see, the grass in front of you is as standing water. Well, it's the same with the circus. We have a grass field. Okay, nice pass. First Sergeant Dave Brown. Army Air Forces Stearman. We did not have a standalone Air Force until 1947, 2 years after World War II ended. So in the war, it was the United States Army Air Forces. Now the Navy and the Marines. For Cardinals, there you go. The yellow paint scheme indicates the Navy and the Marines. And the silver indicates an air show airplane. Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Good point there. All of these airplanes are fabric covered. And when you can't just put the fabric on and then put the coat of dope on. That doesn't work. The dope is nothing but a plasticized lacquer. That's what dope is, a plasticized lacquer. But you can't just put that on because the sun's ultraviolet rays will destroy the fabric. So the first thing you put down after you seal it with maybe some clear dope or whatever, then you have to put down a coat of silver. And a lot of the airplanes in World War II were just lead silver because they got cracked up so much. They said, well, why paint them? They're constantly fixing them. But you have to put a coat of silver down to reflect the ultraviolet rays from the sun. So we're going to land a couple of them. And these pilots will be around to autograph this right Isbell, ISBELL, from Petersburg. And he restores these airplanes and maintains most of our fleet. That one there, for example, was being flown and one of the cylinders fell out. It literally broke right off of the engine. And so Frank had to replace all 9 cylinders.